Don't let your money sleep. That means you have taken action and it is growing. Please check your bank accounts and any other investments where what you have done. Is it performing well? Is it giving you power of compounding? Yeah. Today in this video, we are discussing about the impact of power of compounding on your investment. Hi, I'm Dr. Maria. I'm a financial coach and chartered wealth manager. This video is dedicated for all those working professionals and businessmen who are earning a lot of money but keeping the same chunk of money in either FDs or any other investment where that money is not growing compoundingly. Now, just take all the wealthy people. What do you think? Whether they have invested their money and that money is growing, or whether they are doing business and they are getting a lot of money, they can earn a lot of money after they develop themselves. What is the truth? It may be a mixture of all, but the very important fact, major chunk of money which they have created, that is through power of compounding. Because even if you do a business, there are a lot of other expenses which is going on. But the money which you are investing, that if that gets the power of compounding, then only the wealth can grow exponentially over a period of time. I want to tell you a story of one Brahmin poet who was a very poor Brahmin and he had a king. And one day he thought of like, I'm very poor, I don't have anything to eat and to feed my family as well. So he thought to take a help of king. I wanted to take a help from you. I don't have anything for my family. Can you give me something? Now, at that time, the king is playing a chess and he got busy and he understood about he is a poet. Then he told, okay, come back to me tomorrow. And when you come back, you write a poem about me. And he was very happy. He went back and he wrote a poem. And next day he has recited that poem and king was very happy. And king told him, whatever you want, ask me. So he said, anyway, you're playing a chess. There are 64 boxes in that chess board game. So you just put one grain in one first box and in second box, double it. And every time double the grains, whatever you have kept, that is sufficient for me. King started laughing and he said, see, I'm really happy with your performance. So you can ask anything. Why are you asking grains? You can ask gold, you can ask anything else, you can ask money. No, he said, no, that is sufficient for me because I'm a poor person. So then he said, ordered all his soldiers. Then they came and they started putting the grains and he doubled every boxes. Then if you know the numbers, you would have surprised by seeing those numbers. That is, initially it was not giving much value there, but when he reached to the 10th box, it was 512 grains. When he reached to 20th box, it is 5,24,288. When he reached 32nd box, that is 214 crore 74 lakh 83,648. Now you just imagine when he would have reached to 64th box, how much it would be. King has entirely completed all the grains what he had. He could take, he could not able to fulfill that. So finally he surrendered and he said, you are really brilliant. And that is called the power of compounding. That is the reason Albert Einstein said, power of compounding is the eighth wonder of the world. Now, how many of you have understood this power and invested your money in the right place? So we will discuss today like how this power of compounding works, how you can create magic in your life. Now, this power of compounding is like planting a tree. You have a seed, you put it in your garden, and you are watering that every day. In the same way. Now, if you see the formula of compounding interest, one thing that is P. P is a principal. That is the initial amount what you are investing. And next, as once you sow the seed, you are watering that. That means there should be a consistency. You should give what it is required. That means you should continue that. So if you are investing one time, like maybe you have monthly, you have to invest for a long term, and watering you have to do every time, every day for that matter. And simultaneously, later what will happen? Like the R is the interest. Now here, if you want to see your tree has to grow and give a good fruits, there is a soil which is very, very important. And that soil is called the interest. Now, how fruitful is that soil depends upon your fruits, your tree is growing, and like you are getting a good fruits. In the same way, if your interest is more, then definitely you will get more compounding power. So in the same way, so here, how many years you are investing, what is the quality of the soil, and what is the quality of the seed? That is very important. So invest regularly, consistently, and focus on the interest and the duration. How many years you are going to stay in that field? So that is very, very important. So this is the magic of power of compounding. Maybe you have invested your money in various instruments, but have you checked what is the return which you are getting, and in how many years you are going to double your money? So for that, there is a simple formula which you have to know, that is 72 divided by interest what you are getting. It is called number of years. That means in so many years you are going to double your money. Imagine you have kept your money in FD, then 72 divided by, you are getting 6% rate of return, so 12. So 72 divided by 6 is equal to 12. That means if you get 6% rate of return, your money will double in 12 years. If you have invested in mutual fund and you are getting index return, that is 12% if you consider, then 72 divided by 12 is 6. That means in 6 years, your money is going to double. If you put 10 lakh rupees, 20 lakh rupees in 6 years, and next 20 lakh rupees will double. So that is in next 6 years, your 20 lakh will become 40 lakh rupees. Now, in the same case in FD, if you put 10 lakh rupees, that will double in 12 years. Whereas if you get double the return, double the interest, then definitely in the same time, your money will be 4 times more. So this is the power of compounding. So today onwards, whatever the investment which you are doing, you just calculate the returns what you are getting and tell me which are the investments is doubled in how many years in the comment section. When we come back to the number of years you're going to stay back. So this also create magic. Now I want to share three persons example. First one, Mr. Aman, who has invested at the age of 20 years and who has invested for only 5 years. Then he stopped. There is a 3,000 rupees. And there is a monthly SIP which he has done. And there is Raman, who is started his investment at the age of 25 and he has invested 3,000 rupees for 7 years and then he stopped. And the third person, Suman, who has invested his money, same 3,000 rupees at the age of 32 and he has continuously stayed there and he has invested for next 33 years. Maximum amount who is invested here, that is Mr. Suman. Now, if you calculate at the age of 65, all become 65, but at the age of 65, Suman received 3.13 crore. Whereas this is all with 15% rate of return. Whereas Raman has received 4.5 CR and Aman has received 7.23 CR. Now that means even though he has stopped his investment in between, but he has stayed long for so many years. So that means you just imagine number of years you are going to stay, that will also impact by creating a wealth for yourself. So be consistent and have a discipline so that you should know what is your focus, how much money you want to accumulate, and for what reason you are going to accumulate that money. So you should be clear, and based on that, you have to invest. Now, when it comes to the interest part, is there any difference between if you get 2 to 3% extra returns? A lot of people are saying that I will directly go to direct investment, and so that I can save maybe 1%. But whereas other people, they focus on their income generating activities and they don't want to put it into all this, and they are going to a regular investment with some experienced mutual fund distributor or financial advisors. Now imagine, by their expert, if you could able to get 2 to 3% extra return. Imagine you have invested direct as per index, you are getting 12% rate of return. Whereas you have invested through financial advisors and you could able to get 3% extra, that means you got 15% rate of return. Now, in this case, what is the difference for your investment? Imagine you have invested 10,000 rupees every month for next 30 years and the rate of return which you are getting is 12%. Your total investment is 30 lakh rupees, but your total value which you are creating after 30 years, that is 3.52 CR. Whereas you have invested and received 3% extra. So that means you have invested 10,000 rupees monthly, you received 15% instead of 12%, and you have invested same 36 lakh rupees, whereas your total corpus is 7 crore rupees after 30 years. Almost double than the 12%. But what is the difference there? That is only 3%. So that is the reason it is very, very important where your focus is. Penny wise, pound foolish. You would have heard this. So you want to save little bit of money, but whereas over a period of time, compoundingly, you are losing out a lot of money. So it is up to you. If you are master in that, then definitely go for it. If you are not master, your focus is to generate income, then you can invest through the right distributors or like right advisors, then definitely you can get that 2 to 3% more returns than the direct funds as well. Now, we'll come back to the other points which are the very important thing. What you have to consider here is inflation. Suppose you just imagine you have 1 lakh rupees today and there is an inflation of 6%. What could be the value of that 1 lakh rupees with that 6% after 20 years? It is hardly 30,000 rupees. At the same time, if you have invested that 1 lakh rupees today at 12%, and after 20 years, that 1 lakh will become 9.65 lakh rupees. That is the power of compounding. You have to consider inflation and you have to see where you can invest your money so that your returns are beating the inflation. So now we will think, is there any negative impact of this power of compounding? Of course, yes. You can see this when you have taken a loan, especially when it comes to personal loan or credit card loan. If your interest rate is 24% for your credit card loan, then just imagine 72 divided by 24. That means in 3 years, if you have taken 3 lakh rupees, you have to pay 6 lakh rupees in just 3 years with that interest. So that is a very, very important concept, and especially I'm doing one separate video about debt management. But before that, you have to think, whenever if you have taken a credit card, please don't go for a minimum balance payment. Please go for full payment, because that will impact a lot and interest will be credited on your principal. On that, you have to pay again more interest. So that is impacting a lot for your personal finance as well as other things as well. Now, you would have read a story of Warren Buffett. Today, he's a billionaire, but he has started his investment at the age of 11. Until 50, 60 years, he couldn't have seen much growth. But after 60 years, his growth is exponential. So it's the same way when we started investing in mutual fund or wherever, then we can see initially we may not see a good growth. But once you cross a milestone, then automatically your money is compounding and that will give you a great results. For that, you should be consistent in your investment. And where you will get this power of compounding? Even you will get this power of compounding in FDs, but definitely the FD interest is very low. So see some of the alternative options, that is like mutual fund and stocks, and see how you can create magic in your investment. Now we will come back to the last point. That is, what are the mistakes you have to avoid when you want to see the result of this power of compounding? That is, withdrawing your money in halfway. You should be very clear, like where is your money going in, and for how many long years you can stay there, and what is the purpose of that investment. That is the reason you have to do a financial planning with the certified financial planners, so that you will have a clear goal for your entire future, and you know that exactly how much money you require with the inflation calculation, and where you have to invest, how much you have to invest. You have to do a reverse engineering there. Now, the second important thing, stopping your SIP during market downturn. If you have money, when there is a market downturn, you invest more so that you will accumulate more NAV. Anyway, we will do another video about mutual fund in upcoming days. Next very important things, chasing for a quick returns. Nobody can become rich overnight. It will take hard work. It will require patience. It will require a discipline and consistency. When you have all these things, then only you can say miracles through this power of compounding. Hope you know the story of bamboo. Initially, the roots are going into the ground. And once that becomes strong, then only that bud started growing. And then maybe initially 3-4 years, you will not see any growth there. But once it started growing, that will grow exponentially, and that will become very strong and lengthier bamboo. So that's the reason here also, maybe initial years, you may not see any growth in your investment. But once it started growing, that is growing gradually. So that's the reason, please do plan your finances. And once you do it, you can see the miracles. That's it for today. If you have invested and if you have seen the power of compounding, please write it in the comment section that how you have seen the power of compounding, since how many years you are investing, so that others can also get benefit out of that, and they can also start doing a SIP or mutual fund. Now, if you are coming first time to this channel, please do subscribe and share it to maximum number of people. Maybe like you, there are a lot of people are not aware about this power of compounding. Financial education is a one tool which will help you to reach your financial goals. If you require any help on this, so you can contact our team. Our team is helping you out. The number is given in the screen. Make a note of it and fill the Google form, and you can be a part of our community, and we will guide you, we will handhold you in this journey. Thank you so much. See you soon.